Welcome to Wellness Honey. If this is your first time here, I'm Valencia, holistic healer, life coach, energy healer, wellness consultant. Okay, so today my kids are home, so excuse all the noise that's currently in the background. But today we're going to be doing an energy reading for the Aquarius season. Thanks for bringing my money back. All right. I've already started pulling some cards for this energy for Aquarius season to kind of see what could we experience this Aquarius season. Thinking about the Aquarius energy, it takes the past, how things were done in the past, like a past project, a past method, and it completely changes it for the better. It creates a more efficient method to what was already created. Aquarius energy, it focuses on, I call it the three sights. It's hindsight, insight, and foresight. Aquarius energy is very much focused on the past, what happened in the past, so it can find patterns. Okay, so this happened in the past, that happened in the past. Okay, so how is that happened in the past influencing right now in this present? And then in this present and in this present and information from what happened in the past, what can we conclude about the future? I pulled this card, align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So currently right now, you could be feeling like something doesn't feel like it's really showcasing who you are. It could be your environment, it can be somebody that you're with, it could be friends, it could be a lover, it could be a career, it can be whatever you could think of. It's something that's just not right with something in your life, and you're kind of feeling like it's time to change. And when you think about Aquarius energy, it's beyond just change it. You just want to make it more compatible with where you're going and in a more efficient way. So it's like sometimes when we think of change, we think of like a completely different circumstance. You have a completely different circumstance with the same thing. For instance, you can be in a relationship and you can innovate your relationship. Whereas like you may have started out in one way, y'all may have focused on one way, y'all got together and things were this, that, and the other, but y'all decide that y'all want a completely different dynamic within your relationship and create a whole different method of how y'all will react and communicate with each other. So you didn't, you stayed in a relationship. You didn't say, oh, I don't no longer want this person. You say, I want this person, but I want a different relationship. We innovated it. Aquarius energy isn't all about just completely leaving something and then starting completely over. It's really about taking the energy that was already started and just tweaking it, changing, coming up with a whole different process for whatever it is, which can give you a completely different experience. So it's kind of working with what you got. And then I pulled the Freya, bold, unleash your adventurous sides, take risks and be daring. And then Diana, high priestess, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. It's having that strong knowledge of the energy, that strong knowledge of the emotions, because the energy emotions is just the energy in motion. And so that's why it makes sense that Aquarius are able to see the emotions for what they are, because they're able to detach from them. And I mean us, this quality within ourselves, we're able to detach from the emotions to be able to look at them and become witness to the emotion. Aquarius is that witness aspect to ourselves. And with Freya, bold, unleash your adventurous sides, take risk and be daring. It's that visionary quality of Aquarius where, it's like tapping into the deep vision that was given, because we're given vision. We're given a specific task or a specific thing that we're here to accomplish. Your vision is what helps you to accomplish your mission in this life. And sometimes when you aren't taught that, how to utilize your vision, that in even know what your mission is, you will get caught up in the world and you will forget like that, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And sometimes we get so caught up in things and we think this is what we're supposed to be doing, and then it's like, but we got this little nudge like, wait, it's something else. Like, this is a way to get to the vision, but this isn't actually the vision. This, like, sometimes we get caught in our jobs and our careers and we're like, yeah, this is it, this is what I love to do, and you're loving to do it, but it could not be the actual vision for your life. It could be the thing that gets you to the vision. And sometimes we have to take a risk of putting aside stuff that we love in order to create the vision. And it could be something we think we don't love, and then we go towards it and we're like, it's a challenge. Sometimes it's the challenge is what gets you in line with your vision. Sometimes it's not always the things that come natural to you. It's the things you have to really work hard towards. It's to really actualize your Aquarius energy. You have to think about, is what I'm doing really what I should be doing? Is this really the vision for my life? And am I really challenging myself right now? And then if not, then that's when you have to say, I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to focus on like challenging myself. What can I do that's gonna take me completely out of my comfort zone? The 9 of Cups, and the 9 is about endings and transitioning, and the Cups is dealing with our emotional self. And so the emotions are very they're the cycles that we find ourselves in. And so with the 9, it's like there's an end of a cycle and you find that the emotions are above you and you're below them. And you're thinking, we want to be above the emotions. But the thing I like about Aquarius is that the Aquarius energy is that not only will it detach itself to go above the emotions, it will also detach itself to go below the emotions, because there's a lot of information below the emotions. Oh, that's probably going to not make a lot of sense to most people. Think of it like this. I said Aquarius is about having hindsight. Going into the hindsight, you're able to look at it and be like, okay, so this is why this keeps happening to me. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is why I'm having these behavior that's creating these results. That's what Aquarius does. It looks at what's actually going on, not what you think is going on, but what is actually going on, looking back at what you've done in the past, the hindsight, right? And Aquarius will be coming to the insight position. It goes above it to create foresight, to be able to see far in the future, to be able to see how this past result and why I did what I did, why I created my present reality, and how I can, if I like it or don't like it, how I can then create steps in a method that's going to get me onto another reality that I ideally want, which whatever this vision is in my mind, create steps that gets me closer to the vision. Currently right now, you could be in a situation where you're under your emotions, where you're trying to figure out the root. You're trying to really sit in that hindsight so that you can gain the insight. And like he's right here in the middle, happy about it, because when you find out the root cause of why you're doing what you're doing, it's a greater understanding of the world around you, greater understanding of yourself and how you exist in the world. Greater understanding of how you are a part of the world and not a part of the world, how you are part of the emotional cycles and how you're not a part of the emotional cycles. So now let's pull some more cards to talk more about this Aquarius energy and what you may experience this Aquarius season. You may experience, you're not for everyone. That's another thing that's deep within this Aquarius energy and this season. You may realize is that you're not for everyone. Embrace your awareness, face your truth north. That literally is the essence of Aquarius. Not really giving two fucks, two shits about what other people say about their thoughts and their ways of doing things and how they handle situations and the way they view life, not caring how other people feel about their perspective and feeling confident in that, like, yeah, I don't care what you think. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it my way. Whether it makes sense to you or not, I don't care. And this season is not about limiting yourself. It's really about elevating yourself. Taking times to appreciate yourself and your uniqueness, and not trying to be things for other people that you are not, and trying to get everyone to like you. Sometimes the Aquarius energy and us and our Aquarius, we're so charming and kind of people, and that, but sometimes we can, that people type of personality could turn into a people pleasing type of personality. So you have to make sure if you're being a people person, or are you being a people pleaser. You have to decide. Like, you have to notice that this season and understand, is this aligned with the vision of my life? You know, like doing these things for these people, is this really what I really want? You know, you have to really sit with that and see and recognize that you're not for everyone. Everything that you're not gonna do, people probably not gonna like, and that's okay. Doesn't make it right, wrong, or anything. It just makes that you have to be true to you. You have to be true to your vision. You have to be true to your path. Because if not, then you're being true to other people's vision, other people's path, and you're never going to feel fulfilled. You're going to always be stuck in transition. For the Nine of Cups, what have you done in your past that kept you from being your unique self? What have you done in the past that made you unique? And that now you need to go back and adopt that so that you can transition into a more successful cycle to where you're really stepping in your fulfillment and really walking towards your vision and not going in the opposite direction away from your vision. So Aquarius season is really able to notice, like, wait, is this results getting me closer to my vision, or is it taking me from my vision? Gotta decide that. Am I just stuck in transition? Like, I've been in this. It's like when you're having sex and it's like you're about to catch an orgasm. Just always feel like, and I'm about to get it, and it's like almost never come, and then it just fades out to where it's like you can never get it. Being stuck there, like currently see in your life where you're stuck in a cycle that it just feels like you're just content. You're just content in this cycle, but then you're not actually being fulfilled. You're just content. That's a different thing, to be content and fulfilled, right? So it's like kind of seeing where you're stuck in your emotions and kind of like, where can you let this go, and you know, and tap more into your uniqueness. You know, more into who you really are and embracing your path. Where are you not embracing yourself? Where are you not embracing your path? Where are you not aligned? Where you need to take some risk, be bold, and also in deeply loving and appreciating your knowing and the knowledge that was given to you, and how do you give that knowledge and disseminate that knowledge to other people. Really embracing, how do you give knowledge to other people? Like, how do you teach people? Teaching doesn't always have to happen in a classroom. Teaching can literally you being yourself and embracing your true north and embracing your path and your vision and embracing all of your quirks, is you being a spiritual teacher, you being the high priestess, whether you're a male or not, either the high priest or the high priestess. Where is it in your life that you show up and people learn from you? What are people learning from you? What knowledge do you have deep within you that people are like, yeah, I get it. We all are going through all these emotions. If you go back and you look at what the emotional cycles you've been through, and what you've gotten out of, and then you're able to teach other people from what you learn, that's getting you closer and closer to your vision. It's getting you closer to your vision. So, we're going to pull this last card, and we're going to wrap this Aquarius video up. And if you really been liking these insights, make sure you follow this and subscribe to this YouTube channel, because we're going to be posting more videos. And make sure that you click the notification so you can know when we post those videos. You can get them ASAP. So let's pull this last card for the Aquarius energy. All right, Ace of Clubs. So with the Ace of Clubs, there's a new idea, fresh perspective. It's a new beginning. So we ended in with the Nine of Cups. It's like an end of an emotional cycle, a transition from one emotional cycle to another. And then we have the Ace of Clubs right here. It's like the clubs is connected to intelligence. The clubs, and it connects to that mental side of ourselves. So it's kind of like from that you have this new thought, this new wave, this new frequency of thought that is like resonating with you so deeply that it becomes like the guide of your life. Because it's like you tap into this thought that is going to transform everything. It's kind of like it's this thought that really makes you recognize your high priestess, your high priestess, like consciousness. It's like I said, I'm feeling like, and it's going to be very beneficial for you moving forward in the things that you need to do with yourself, and constantly looking back at every result. Like if you got into it with somebody and you said something, what response did they give you? Is that the response that you wanted? Is that even what you wanted to say? Kind of analyze it, like why am I saying this? Insight is about insight within yourself. So when you get that insight within yourself, and it's kind of like, well, why did I react to that? Why did I say what I said? And determine, are you being a people person or a people pleaser? Did I say that to please them? Do I really feel that way? Just really sitting with that. And then, okay, moving forward in the future, if I keep saying that, what result am I going to get next time I'm with that person? Like, am I going to say the same thing? What can I say? Because then when you can start anticipating, what can I say that can give me the results? Or what could I do that could get me not to say what I say? Like, it could be gossiping. The thing I used to do that I never really liked was gossip. It's kind of something I learned. It's like my grandmother gossiped, my mother gossiped, and honestly, I got with a group of people and all they did was gossip about each other, and I did the same thing. It was part of it, but it's not stuff I really wanted to do. So then that's when I realized, like, oh, I'm a people pleaser. I do and say things that I don't actually mean, because I would feel bad about it after, be like, why did I say that? I didn't really mean that. You know what I mean? I would sit back and reflect on it, like, wait, this isn't who I really am. And then I noticed that I started looking at myself and being aware, like, wait a second. Well, Valencia, you say this, and I feel these urges. Like, I would feel like a thought would come in my head, like somebody would say something, a thought would come in my head, and then I would have this urge to say it. And then I would say it. So I kept saying myself say it and didn't realizing how I would feel after. And then I started anticipating, like, when I'm with this person, I might say things I don't really mean. So what can I do? I can take a breath. When I feel that urge, I can take a breath and say nothing. Because sometimes when people are gossiping, they like it when you gossip with them. So it's kind of like this feedback of, yeah, and then just agreeing with them. And then you're saying something else. And then it just becomes this gossipy thing where you're talking about other people and this, right? You can spend hours just talking about other people. And why did they do that? And this, focusing on them. And so I realized I was people pleasing. And then what ended up happening was I stopped doing it. And the people who I was gossiping with, they kind of left from my life, because I realized that's kind of not who I was. So that was the result. So kind of like, even though I didn't notice it, like, oh yeah, well, my result might be that I may lose my friends, the people who I was cool with. But at the end of the day, the best result I got is that I don't gossip about people. No matter who it is, I try not to. And if I find myself, I ask, I reflect on it. That's that Aquarius energy working in my life. My son is in Aquarius, so I deal with this on a continuous basis of trying to break out and be who I really am, not what people want me to be. For this Aquarius season, focus on hindsight, reflecting back on each and every moment. 2, insight. What kind of knowledge did you get from that hindsight, and that it is reflecting present in your present moment. Then 3, foresight. How, like, what if you keep with if you keep on this, if you keep with these same reactions to situations, what result will you get from it? What result could you predict? What will happen again or coming in the future? All right, so again, I'm Valencia. This is Wellness, honey. And if you need help working with your emotional energy, creating your witness, creating better behavior patterns, creating better habits, creating you, tapping back in and remembering who you are, remembering your uniqueness, remembering your spark. You know, if you are a chronic people pleaser, if you're kind of feeling lost, kind of disconnected from yourself or the people around you, kind of suffering from anxiety or depression, or feeling like you just can't focus, mental fatigue and low on energy, and you just feel like there's something more in this life for you than what's currently happening, go to our website, www.wellnesshoney.com, and schedule a discovery call. And let's get on the phone and let's talk about how we can help you. All right. Until next time, peace and be well.